It's been a strong start at the helm of the Seagulls. It's been a strong start at the helm of the Seagulls for Dario Vidicic. An emphatic home win versus Everton and a spirited away performance at Manchester City. Tonight, a first taste of Women's League Cup action for the new man in charge, and for us, a first look at the depth of talent in this newly assembled Albion squad. Simons with an early delivery then from the left. Into a good area from Simons. Bergsvaand's flick on. Louise in there. Hadjiman will have a hack. It's back to Bergsvaand. And Spurkowska and Quinn combined to steal it away. Was a delivery of real quality from Simons. It caused all sorts of problems. Haley was close to it. Hadjiman tried the acrobatic, but Bergsvaand had the clearest sight of goal. And Birmingham do enough. Quinn. Looking for that sweeping ball out to Ava Baker, who just about keeps it in play. Baker to take on away. Back with Quinn. Harris looking for a sighter maybe. Quinn. Baker, wonderful swivel. Does she have the finish to match? Lurk had to be alive to it and was. Smart stop by the Albion keeper. The Championship side have been game this evening. That's a good-looking ball towards Lucy Quinn. She could be away up the left. Doesn't have the legs to beat the Albion's back line. It's laid off, though, for Harrison Murray, who wasn't too far away with her effort. Well struck from the edge and had Lurk wandering. Birmingham City happy to play their way out. Harrison Murray, pocket pick, though, by Simons. And maybe a chance for Simons. Looking for the far corner. Another one goes close for the Albion. Kankovic. Lovely swivel and forward play by Madison Haley. Seke looking for Paris. Instead it's Hadjiman. It's off the upright. And Hadjiman was oh so close to a first Seagulls goal. Thumped it towards the near post of Spurkowska, trying to catch the goalkeeper out. And only the upright denies her. Spurkowska bowled out again. Albion's press is high. We've seen this already this season. And Seke has won it back. Lovely back heel from Kankovic. Seke away. Options gathering in the middle, but it's into the side netting. Well, confidence flowing through the Japanese forward at the moment. We can't blame her for taking on the shot, but it's ultimately wide of the mark. Still, Birmingham City 0, Brighton Hove Albion 0. Another corner kick for the Seagulls, this time from the right. Into the middle it goes. Bergsvaand rises and heads home. The away side take the lead, and it's Guro Bergsvaand from a set piece. We saw that last season for the Seagulls, the Norwegian centre-back rising above the crowd to steer it home. It's Birmingham City 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1, and Guro Bergsvaand is off the mark for the season. Will it be Ole Schlagers to deliver or Maisie Simons to strike? Up steps Simons, it's fantastic! The Albion's dead ball specialist delivers again. Maisie Simons, take a bow. You do not save those. Stepped up and whipped it beyond the arms of Spurkowska. Ole Schlagers. Paris, lovely drop of the shoulder. And has Spurkowska scrambling. Well, did well to wriggle free and create the half yard. Couldn't quite pick out the finish. And Nikita Paris still looking to get off the mark in a Seagulls shirt. Masaka has Haley in field. Madison Haley has held it up so well this evening. That's St Andrews. Back out to Aisha Masaka. Haley's continued her run. And there's yellow shirts in the middle if she could pick one out. In it goes towards Fran Kirby, who arriving late from midfield makes it Birmingham City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Well, Haley's had a few chances of her own, turned provider this time. And an inch-perfect cross is converted with the most delicate of touches from Fran Kirby. And what a start to life with the Seagulls Fran Kirby's having. Her second goal already. Kirby, Simons, shooting chance perhaps. And Spakowska wasn't sure. Simons drove it hard towards the goalkeeper's near post. And a fantastic save, I think, to tip it over. Whipped in. Crowded 6-yard box. Masaka's in there. Ajimang too. And that will do it at St Andrews. The fine start under Vizosic continues. Brighton and Hove Albion win away in the League Cup. And it finishes here. Birmingham City 0. Brighton and Hove Albion 3.
A pause in WSL action for Brighton and Hove Albion as the Women's League Cup continues here at Broadfield. The Albion thumping 3-0 victory in their first group game means a win today, and a favourable result between Bristol, City and Birmingham could book the Albion's place in the quarter-finals already. Goodwin against Rachel McLaughlin, and Goodwin's done fantastically to escape up the flank. Not too much to aim at the moment. On goes Missy Goodwin though, looking for Mamiki. Mamiki lays it off, it's struck by Mace, and it's deflected wide. Mamiki set it off to the late run of Ruby Mace, and Mace's effort is deflected wide for a Leicester City corner kick. Pattinson with a good turn of pace to get there first. Lasada took a chance and hasn't gotten away with it, and Kane's won it back for Leicester City. It's Hannah Kane. It's deflected just wide. Simons flinging herself in front of it. Well, Lasada tried to turn. Mamiki robbed her of the ball, helped it on to Hannah Kane, who shifted in field on her left. And only Simons' covering challenge carried it away from the goal of Melina Lurk. Ajimang. Fine Madison Haley. Haley from a tight angle forces a block from Swaby. Brighton and Hove Albion with a corner kick as we tick towards half-time. Simons. Another chance for Pattinson to deliver. It's looping towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It wasn't particularly well hit. McLaughlin can take over. Good feet from McLaughlin. And not a bad strike either. Had Cott worried for a moment. And just spins wide at the bottom left of Kopp's goal. Mamiki goes short. Kane. Mamiki into the middle, up from Haley. Swaby battling for it. Ajimang had to get a touch on that and did. Again, Lurk crowded out in her 6-yard box, deep towards the back post. Good touch from the Albion's keeper. Was drifting in, I think, off the boot of Mace, and Lurk steps across her goal. Mamiki will bring it the other way for Leicester City. It's Yuka Mamiki from the edge. It's clanged off the crossbar. Runs for Takarada. Another effort fired towards goal. Cayman might have a third. What a hit from Yuka Mamiki. Given away by Simons. Straight to Mamiki, who's taken her time. Lurk saves it straight to Takarada, who was offside. And the Leicester City celebrations are halted. It is another let-off for Brighton and Hove Albion. Cankovic will give Seke another chance. Paris and Adjimang. Michel Adjimang blocked in front of goal by Swaby. Run away by Leicester City, but it's so much better from Brighton and Hove Albion. And the Broadfield crowd respond in voice. McLaughlin made the run down the line. Michel Adjimang. Ola Schlagers might shoot from here. It's Ola Schlagers. Kopp's behind it. Haven't seen too much from Marissa Ola Schlagers in front of goal in her Albion career thus far. Tried a look there from 20 yards, and Kopp could all too easily fall to her right to keep it out. Rose running with Caravali. Back to Melina Lurk, and that will do it for the 90 minutes here at Broadfield. That'll be a point apiece for Brighton and Hove Albion and Leicester City. And now a penalty shootout to decide who takes home the bonus. Up steps Paris, right-footed, and buries it. You can't take a penalty much better than that. A first test for Lurk in the shootout, and Thibault sends her the wrong way. It's one apiece. It's Cankovic, it's rolled coolly into the corner. Brighton and Hove Albion have taken two and scored two. And now it's over to Ruby Mace to try and do the same. Fantastic penalty, no mistake from Mace. And it's two apiece. Albion's joint top scorer in the league. Seke from the spot, and again, the net bulges for Brighton and Hove Albion. Stutters, strikes, saved by Melina Lurk. Dove brilliantly down to her left to palm it away. Hands on hips. Up steps Adjimang, and she's put it wide. Set it outside the post and curled it wide of Lisa Kopp's goal. Cayman rolled into the net, and it's honours even again. It's Maisie Simons, it's saved brilliantly. Fantastic stop by Lisa Kopp to give Leicester City the 2 points. It's Rose, and it's beyond Lurk, who got a good strong hand to it, but it had too much power. And Leicester City are victorious in the shootout, meaning they will claim the 2 points. The Albion do leave with something.
Harrison. Headed away, drops to Jones, comes back to Testrup, who swung at it. Napier wide of the post. Well, it was a decent effort. He dropped from a fair old height. And she took the volley on. It was always going to be tricky. Connected well, just couldn't get the accuracy. Jamie Lee Napier. Jones gives it away to Turland. Turland gets a shot away, and it's inside that near post. Elizabeth Turland with a shot of true unerring precision. Such is her quality. She only needs a moment to bring the ball fully under her control and just swept it home for her 8th WSL goal of the season. There's still plenty of hope for Bristol City. Brighton don't keep many clean sheets. Harrison turns and gets a shot away. It's off the post. What an effort from Abby Harrison. And the rebound is almost gobbled up too. Well, this was a smashing shot from Harrison. What a turn. What a hit off the post. And Syme came in. Syme, who hit that rebound over with the corner to Harrison on the second attempt. Smashes Bristol City level. Abby Harrison. What a 60 seconds for the Bristol City striker. And that could be an absolutely vital goal in their bid to survive the drop. They'll have designs on winning this game now, though, will Bristol City, but it's Brighton looking to go ahead for the second time through Katie Robinson. What a finish from the England international to instantaneously restore Brighton's lead with their first real chance of the second half. Morgan with the free kick, and it's headed down by Hales. What a save by Bagley. But Bristol City bring themselves level through Carrie Jones, who was there to sweep in the loose ball. Goodness knows how Bagley kept it out, but Jones was not going to be denied on the second attempt. Pattinson back to Sarri. Sarri turns well and gets the cross in. It's glanced across goal and drops to Turland. Elizabeth Turland has got a 9th WSL goal of the season, and it's one that worsens Bristol City's deepest relegation fears. What a cross in. What a glancing header on by Lee Gyun-min, and what a finish by Elizabeth Turland. And the final whistle does blow. What a cruel defeat for Bristol City, who showed so much heart, so much spirit, so much quality at times in that game. But it was a goal of the highest quality that won it for Brighton. Elizabeth Turland at the double again.
Temperatures rising on and off the pitch. As spring rolls in, Brighton and Hove Albion journey westward for a potentially pivotal Women's Super League fixture at Bristol City. Turland, lovely shift past Megan Connolly. It's brilliant from Turland. Waiting for it is Beatrice Sari, and it's just past the upright. Kohlberg in behind for Zigiotti, cross deflected and behind. Albion corner kick applauded by Mikey Harris down in the dugout. Will be Lasada to curl it goalward on toward Guro Bergsvine. It's a powerful header, and Elizabeth Turland's there at the back post to tap it in. The two Norwegian teammates combining, Bergsvine's flick on and Turland at the back post, volleying into the roof of the net. It's Bristol City 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1 at Ashton Gate, and what a crucial goal that could be in this WSL season. Sari. Hooked back along the penalty area, Pauline Bremer arriving, it's off the upright, but she's latched on to the second attempt, and the Albion have two. Squared along the penalty area, Pauline Bremer ran onto it. A lovely curling effort with her right boot, struck the upright, bounced right back to Pauline Bremer, who never stopped running, and she bundled the second attempt into the top left corner. Katie Robinson looking for the byline, blocked behind Silstra. Where will this go from Beatrice Sari? It's into the near post where Bremer flicked it behind her own heads, trying to catch out the goalkeeper Olivia Clark, and in the end just lands in the side netting. Carrie Jones, the wrong side of Lasada. Now we do enough to crowd out Carrie Jones. Rogers throws herself in with an effort from range, and Lasada's just tripped Rogers there. Megan Connolly to take for Bristol City. It's brilliant. It's stunning from the former Seagull. Whipped into the top corner, past Bagley, who didn't have a prayer. A six-player Albion wall could do nothing about that. Megan Connolly leaning back and bending it into the top right from 20 yards. Not too much in the way of support here, Losada. Katie Robinson with a clever run, used as a decoy. Pinto, and now Turland. Well, the build-up was brilliant. The finish at the end took a deflection, which carried it behind. Losada taking that one. Sari stands over this. In towards the near post, punching is Clark. Bremer. Sari once more, deflected up towards Bergsvan, trying to hold it up. Thoris Dottir back to Elizabeth Turland, and the Albion have a 2-goal advantage again. And guess who? Turland slamming it into the corner. Number 11 in the WSL for Elizabeth Turland. Bergsvan's keeping the corner alive. It was a lovely flick back to Turland by Thoris Dottir. Inventive as she wrapped her foot around the standing leg to play it back to Turland. Turland buried it in the corner first time. A wonderful day for the Seagulls at the moment. Could get a lot better here because Turland snuck in behind again. Elizabeth Turland away and on a hat-trick. It might bounce clear into the back of the net, but she's denied. Clark does just enough. Sada's cross into the mixer and in again. The Albion do have a fourth. It's Tatiana Pinto wheeling away in celebration. Turland denied, but Pinto not. Her flicked header across the 6-yard box beats Clark, and Ashton Gate stunned into silence. It's really running away for Bristol City now. Lazy pass, Fionn Morgan's won it back, crossed into the 6-yard box. Bergsvan had to deal with that and did, slamming it away from goal, away from danger. Fionn Morgan to take the set piece. Looping towards the back post, all the way through, and it's headed in. Bristol City have life again. Well, Aspin being congratulated by her teammates. She's down on the deck, but it was into a crowded penalty area, and it was headed across the face of goal and into the bottom right. Not going down without a fight. Brooke Aspin's header has got Bristol City right back in it. Thoris Dottir, a touch that takes her into pressure. Fionn Morgan driving past Losada, in goes Morgan, across the penalty area, it's curled in. Bristol City have a third. Ashton Gate sparks into life. They're within one again. Amelie Thestra running onto the loose ball and curling it past Bagley. That has really woken the home crowd up. Number 9 on the season for Amelie Thestra. Guided it into the bottom left from 18 yards out. Bristol City 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 4. In towards Madison Haley. Nodded down well to Lee. Gumin Lee. Pauline Bremer. To the byline goes Bremer. Madison Haley waiting for it to drop, and Haley's tucked it in. And surely now the Seagulls have put Bristol City to the sword. Madison Haley with her first Albion goal, and she might not score a more important one. The free kick fired forward by Guro Bergsvan. Haley started it with her knockdown to Lee, and Haley finished it tapping in inside the 6-yard box. Lee. Losada to Lee Meng-Wen. Robinson playing as a forward now, wants the ball early in behind. That's brilliantly done though by Losada. Katie Robinson standing up Megan Connolly and breezing past her. Haley making her way into the penalty area. Robinson's gone down, wants a penalty for the Albion, won't get one. Or will she? No, a long delay from the referee, but eventually he does point to the spot. Losada has scored twice in cup competitions for the Seagulls this season, but is yet to open her account in the Women's Super League for Brighton and Hove Albion. Up steps Losada, it's into the bottom left, and the Albion have a 6th, a 9th in this crazy, crazy game. It is Brighton and Hove Albion that take a 3-goal advantage in the 92nd minute. Losada from the penalty spot, burying it in the bottom left. Goodwin-Lee looking for Katie Robinson in behind. Katie Robinson's away, one-on-one with Clark. Robinson goes round Clark, it's into the corner. Katie Robinson does get her goal. The Albion get a 7th. They're in dreamland at Ashton Gate. A scintillating attacking performance which has produced 7 goals. And Katie Robinson rounds Clark to add to her own tally. Number 4 in all competitions this season for Katie Robinson, just number 2 in the WSL. Lee spotted Robinson, who has been making that run off the shoulder all afternoon long. And Bristol City have collapsed on home soil. So much to like about Brighton and Hove Albion's spirited performance against the champions Chelsea at the weekend. And tonight they have a chance to follow up those positives with progression in the League Cup. Bristol City women, the visitors in this final group stage game. With the 4 teams in Group D separated by just 2 points, the Albion's task is clear. Win and they guarantee their place in the quarter-finals for the 2nd successive season. Well, good evening and welcome to live coverage of Brighton and Hove Albion women versus Bristol City in this final Group D game in a competitive Women's League Cup campaign. Albion hoping to make sure it isn't their last by winning tonight, and here is how Dario Vidicic lines up to try and do exactly that. The Albion's injury problems have been well documented. The Australian confirmed in his pre-match presser he has just 13 fully fit first-team players to pick from. So there is only 4 changes from the 4-2 defeat at Kingsmeadow at the weekend. Villamala, Lurk, Ajimang all come into the 11, and there's a first ever Seagulls start for Bex Rayner, who made her debut off the bench on Sunday. Keep an eye on that Albion bench, where the injury problems have handed a precious opportunity to 5 Albion Academy graduates. From Eva Milner to Olivia Johnson tonight can provide valuable experience for that quintet. As for Bristol City, they make 8 changes from the FA Cup victory over Southampton. Their starts for 4 youngsters in Humphreys, Kendall, Tazar and Slocum. So plenty of youth in the Robins ranks as well. The rest of the lineup should look something like this. It's Burns in goal, a back 4 from right to left of Bull, Humphreys, Powell and Kendall. Syme, Slocum and Napier the midfield 3, with Tazar, Thestrup and Harrison leading the line up front. Well, I mentioned it moments ago, the Albion's task is clear. If they win, they are through. If they draw, it gets a little bit more complicated with the bonus points system now in place in the Women's League Cup for Bristol City. They must win and hope that Birmingham and Leicester's game ends in a draw. That's also kicking off at 7 if they are to have any hope of getting through. And even then, it would come down to goal difference. Referee for today is Joanne Horwood. She's assisted by Chloe Ann Small to her left and Justin Amy to her right, and she will meet with the day's captains, Jamie Lee Napier and Vicky Lasada in the middle. Napier, part of that Bristol City women's side that lost 7-3 to the Albion up at Ashton Gate at the tail end of last season. Lasada was a goal scorer that day, one of 6 goal scorers for the Seagulls. If they can come up with anything like that sort of performance, it should be an entertaining affair here at Broadfield Stadium. Dario Vidicic described tonight as a chance to progress and a chance to take 1 step closer to silverware. That is the aim for this Albion team. They've proven they can compete with the very best. And time and a chance to take a trip to the Elite 8 as players from half the sides take the knee to show there is no room for racism or discrimination in football or anywhere in society. And Bristol City do, at the second time of asking, get us underway in this final Women's League Cup group game. Rachel McLaughlin nods away and the Albion will have an early throw. Villamala did well coming off the bench at Kingsmeadow, not the best clearance from Karabali. First touches for Bristol City. McLaughlin's won it back for Brighton and Hove Albion. Here's Guro Bergsvans, almost ever present at centre-back this season and has had to be amidst a sea of injuries, particularly in that position. Poppy Pattinson. Now space early on for Ajimang. What an exciting young talent she is. Pattinson. No real angle to cross. Ola Schlager's in support. Cut back to Michelle Ajimang, who will hit it and strike it into the advertising hoardings. Ambitious effort. After it flicked up off her left boot, she swiveled and struck it with her right, but could never really test Burns in the Bristol City goal. Agyemang. Applying the pressure. Bristol City have played their way out well, or at least had, and then they found Losada. Paulina Bremer. Yoran and Karabali rolled into Paulina Bremer's feet, backing in. And then a trip on Harrison. Bristol City in a hurry, too much of a hurry in the eyes of Joanne Horwood. Daria Vidicic said after Chelsea, it shouldn't matter who Brighton and Hove Albion are playing, the intensity should be the same, the side should look the same. That has got to be a key message tonight, from going from playing the champions to playing a championship side. Won't want to see any drop off in intensity, and early on in this game, started with good intent. Pattinson, back to Karabali. Slotting in at centre-back alongside Guro Bergsvaan today. Fantastic ball by Bergsvaan, has released Agyemang for the moment. Blue and white shirts gathering. Who can Michelle Agyemang pick out? Pattinson. Towed towards Losada. Couldn't quite bring it under our spell. Brighton and Hove Albion, throw on the left. It was a delightful ball by Guro Bergsvaan to take out about 6 in red and release Agyemang initially. It's won the Albion a throw deep in opposition territory. Agyemang, lovely roll. Blocked well by Bull. And the first corner kick of the game will go the way of the Seagulls, and it will be the captain, Vicky Losada, to take. Yet to register an assist this season. Albion's midfielder, chance to change that with this early set piece. A crowded 6-yard box. It's in towards the hands of the goalkeeper Burns. Confident punch away, McLaughlin. Will have a go from range and never really had Jackie Burns troubled. A sighter for Rachel McLaughlin. Shown she is capable of finishing with aplomb. Saw that in the home game against West Ham. Not that time though. Jackie Burns clears straight to Agyemang, whose touch was just as poor. Bremer. Syme. Guro Bergsvaan again. Schlagers. Such a versatile part of this Albion team. Can drop in at left back, left wing back, a central midfielder by trade, and she's just filling in alongside Guro Bergsvaan to offer an option at the moment. Bergsvaan again. Pattinson. Bristol City holding firm. Bergsvaan just ups the tempo. Losada can turn, not a good touch, and slid into trouble. Syme. Testrup. Given away again, McLaughlin. Villamala back to Losada. It's been a rather scrappy opening 6 minutes here at Broadfields. Pattinson. Bergsvaan, again, showing off that passing range. And was Bex Rayner tussling for it. Was eventually well won by Powell. Perhaps more than anyone, tonight represents an opportunity for Bex Rayner, England Youth International. signed from Sheffield United in the summer. Signed, given away cheaply. Villamala, it's in. Brighton and Hove Albion have the leads, and Bristol City have made a mess of it. Bruno Villamala sweeping it in after the Robins got themselves in a muddle, playing out from the back, and inside the opening 7 minutes, it's Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Bristol City 0. Burns found the feet of Sign, who gave it straight to Bruno Villamala. Still had to react, still had to take it first time, and curl it beyond Burns. She did that brilliantly. Seagulls leading in the League Cup, and just the start they would have wanted to settle the nerves on home soil. Villamala's second Seagulls goal, scored away at Palace, scored here in the League Cup now. And Bristol City in trouble again, Ajimang this time. And in Brighton and Hove Albion, a throw down by that corner flag, Ola Schlagers. Lovely touch by Pattinson, rolled along the face of goal. Villamala could be on for another. McLaughlin, Rayner. Forced backwards for the moment. Pattinson. Ola Schlagers. Still Bristol City hold firm. Albion win a free kick. Lasada was in a hurry to take, will be prevented from doing so. Lasada taking her time, eventually laid back off to the Albion's Norwegian centre-back, Guro Bergsvand. Bex Rayner. Couldn't find Vicky Lasada. And Bex Rayner slightly too forceful in her attempts to steal that back for the Seagulls. Free kick goes Bristol City's way, Powell standing over it. Well, we saw at the weekend in the Women's Super League an example of that risk versus reward style from both Brighton and Hove Albion and Chelsea. There was 3 goals that came from giveaways inside the Seagulls and Chelsea's own penalty area. Bristol City clearly also adopting that style. Brighton and Hove Albion taking a chance here with Lurk. Forward from Bergsvand. One back high. Runs kindly for the Robins here. Kendall, good early delivery. Bergsvand meets it, back in from Syme. Testrup battling. Settled in front of goal and rolled into the corner brilliantly by Tazar. Well, Bristol City level almost as quickly as they fell behind, and it's Tiana Tazar, the 19-year-old, who's picked out a really neat finish from inside the penalty area. Kendall put in a teasing ball, Bergsvand met the header. Syme kept it alive, and when it fell to Tazar, she did not hesitate in striking it beyond Lurk and into the bottom left. 10 minutes gone, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Bristol City 1. And a really smart finish from Tiana Tazar to bring the Robins level. Well, just as we were describing the benefits, the trade-off with that style of playing out from the back, Bristol City score from a similar scenario. Bex Rayner, seen off the ball by Jamie Lee Napier. Good strength there from Napier. Lasada. Lasada stepping over halfway, looking for Ajimang. Wonderful ball. Michelle Ajimang might take it early. Instead finds McLaughlin. Good tackle from Powell. And Rayner can't quite bundle it back into the path of someone in the middle. Bristol City opened up by that ball from Lasada. Ajimang didn't quite have the legs to skip away from the back line and Tried to find McLaughlin instead. McLaughlin couldn't shoot, neither could Rayner. Brighton and Hove Albion will have a corner kick though. And Marissa Oleschlagers can take. Signed from FC 20 in July. No shortage of blue and white shirts to aim at. Some sorting out for Joanne Horwood to do. Michelle Adjumang at the heart of it. Being separated from Bristol skipper Jamie Lee Napier. Who can Oleschlagers pick out from here? Short it goes. Patterson changing the angle. Blocked well by Tiana Teza. Lobbed back into the area. Karabali can't bring it down. All the way through to Melina Lurk. Did well in her last League Cup appearance, Lurk. Saved 2 penalties in that shootout, or saved, sorry, 1 penalty in that shootout against West Ham United, or Leicester City rather. Scooped away. Oleschlagers, Adjumang. So full of confidence, tries to turn Bull. Villamala. Sprayed over the top, and a chance perhaps for Testrup. Lurk quickly out to meet her. Bull with the throw. Harrison. Will be a Bristol City throw on this right-hand side. Nothing to separate the two sides of this opening quarter of an hour or so. Bull scooped over Patterson's head, and Patterson should be able to see this up for a goal kick, and can. She tussled with Kendall. Short from Lurk. Karabali. Lasada. Not a great deal of options for Lasada. Good pressure from the away side will force the Albion to take a throw deep inside their own half. Karabali. Still, the Albion try and pass their way out of a tight spot. And a great touch from Villamala, might have broken the press for the Seagulls. Good challenge in there though from Teza. Lasada emerges, Paulina Bremer. Can't escape the lunge of Bull. Bex Rayner. Back with Bristol City. Something for Testrup to chase, but it's out of play. Bergsvant. Villamala trying to shift that Bristol City shape. Championship side seeming well up for this. Paulina Bremer. Beaten to it. Syme. Jamie Lee Napier. Played the Seagulls in this competition before. She featured for London City Lionesses. McLaughlin on the cover. Villamala. Slocum back on it for Bristol City, who seem full of confidence, who seem to have drawn real confidence from that equaliser. Been the better team since that moment. Something not quite clicking for the Seagulls at the moment. Karabali, wonderful touch by Rayner. Spaces starting to open up for Poppy Pattinson. Ajimang trying to thread it back through to Pattinson. Angle just closed. Ola Schlagers though. Ajimang, Pattinson, it's one-touch football. It almost releases pool leader Bremer. And it's a fantastic covering challenge from Slocum to stop the German breaking into the penalty area. Another Albion corner kick. Bristol City reacting well to the Seagulls' fine football. Pattinson to Bremer. Couldn't quite take it in stride. Delivery to come in from the left. 6 blue and white shirts in that penalty area. Karabali and Bergsvan, both notable targets. It's in towards the near post. It's flapped up by Burns, who claims it at the second attempt under heavy pressure. Certainly gave the goalkeeper something to think about. It was almost travelling all the way in, and Ajimang on the line causing problems. Didn't affect Burns from catching it at the second attempt. Ola Schlagers. Lovely chop between two in that Bristol City midfield. Ajimang's missed out. Humphreys. Burns. Out to the left back, Powell. Space for Syme to turn in midfield. Pattinson. Lasada has Ola Schlagers for company. Set it forward. McLaughlin. Pattinson joining in from left back. Nice feet initially, but Bristol City have emerged with it. Syme. Ola Schlagers. There's acres of space on that right-hand side for Bex Rayner. If the Albion can spot her, no one has as of yet. Pattinson. Brighton and Hove Albion forced to remain patient. 20 minutes gone. It is Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Bristol City 1. Joining us on My Albion TV, a goal in the 7th minute and a response from Bristol City in the 9th. As I was deadlocked at 1-1. It was Villamala that opened the scoring. Tazar that equalised for the away side. Albion patient, probing, not finding a second as of yet. Maybe Rayner can change that. Chipped over Powell's head. Powell helps it away. McLaughlin with a throw, just a few steps from that corner flag. Karabali. No way through. Will stay in play for Guro Bergsvan. So often the springboard of Albion attacks. Plays that quarterback role at centre-back when teams set off the Seagulls. Picking those passes between the lines. This time it's just sideways to Karabali. Ola Schlagers. Pattinson. Bristol City incredibly disciplined at the moment. You can hear the instructions of their manager on the sidelines. Stephen Kirby bellowing out where and when he wants his players to run. At the moment, it's paying dividends. Ajimang. Pattinson has to go backwards again. No room for the England under-23 international to turn into. Bergsvand. McLaughlin to Lasada. Bergsvand again, closed down. Now there's space for Karabali to look forward. McLaughlin. Bramer back to McLaughlin. It's neatly done. A chance to cross for Bex Rayner, perhaps. Villamala will try a lap from here. And it wasn't too far away. Had Jackie Burns wandering for a moment. Already let fly once today, Villamala. And found the target. Tried to catch out Bristol City again. And fizzed it wide of the right upright. Still locked at 1-1. Syme. Slocum. Now Kendall. Tazar, the goal scorer. Harrison. Bristol City win it back. Red shirts looking for space. Not a great deal of movement at the moment. Was into Harrison. Syme. Guiding it out to this right-hand side for Kendall. Tazar, Kendall, wonderful football from the away side, but Syme can't latch onto that attempted through ball. Pattinson will give Bramer something to chase. First to it is Greta Humphreys. Lasada able to nod it into the path of Rayner. Adjumang, haven't seen much of her in this first half. I feel like it's the type of game Michelle Adjumang would relish. An opportunity to test herself, to commit a few Bristol City defenders. Certainly made her mark in the away game at Birmingham City in this competition. Ola-Schlagers, back to Pattinson. Fizzed back into Ola-Schlagers again. Here's Michelle Adjumang. Ola-Schlagers on the overlap, looking for a cross, deflects into the arms of Jackie Burns, who can claim all too comfortably. Former Reading goalkeeper. Northern Ireland international, experienced pair of hands at 27 in the Bristol City goal. That is otherwise a very young Bristol City 11. And it's part of the club's identity going forward. They want to develop players in every age group. In fact, their youth development plan very publicly stated that they want to have a team in every age group of the England international side by 2027 and bring in six-figure fees for their academy players going forward. And of course, produced many talented members of WSL sides, most recently Naomi Lazell of Manchester City, who they sold directly to the Citizens. Guru Bergsvand. Karabali. 20 minutes left to play in this first half. It has been, other than the opening 10 minutes, a rather uneventful first half, lacking in goal-mouth action, but certainly tactically interesting to watch. Chipped into Villamala, first touch lets her down. Poor clearance. Rayner up against Jamie Lee Napier. Guru Bergsvand again. Pattinson. Huron and Karabali. Punished by Testrup. Albion coming off a game in this competition which received a scathing assessment from their manager Dario Vidicic. That 0-0 draw at Leicester City. Bremer tried to latch onto that loose ball by Bruno Villamala. Lex Reina. Pattinson. Lasada to Ole Schlagers. Lovely ball into Villamala. And now joining in is McLaughlin. And McLaughlin has the Albion in front again. Sweeping Seagulls move, and Rachel McLaughlin at the end of it to tuck it into the bottom right. Her second Seagulls goal, her first in this competition. And she took it very well on her left boot, driving it in the bottom right from the edge of the penalty area. Just as Brighton and Hove Albion were looking shaken, were looking out of sorts, they find their groove again, and Rachel McLaughlin finds a second. Ole Schlagers rolled it into Villamala, chopped it back beautifully to McLaughlin, who had inverted her position in from the right. Wasn't tracked by those in red, settled it with one touch, buried it with another. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Bristol City 1. And the Seagulls in front again. Reina. Lasada scooping one to McLaughlin's path. It's another brilliant ball. McLaughlin held up by Powell. Here's Bex Reina, who's continued her run. Toward the byline, Burns is saved, not comfortably. Ole Schlagers can keep it alive. This is better from the home side. Bergsvand. Karabali. Helped on to Bremer. Reina, McLaughlin. Patterson into Villamala. Curled into Ole Schlagers' path. Pattinson. He's lost out. Given away though by Kendall. Paulina Bremer. Driven into the feet of Villamala. Adjumang for support just in field. Lasada. Paulina Bremer. On goes Paulina Bremer. Might line one up from here. And Burns was scrambling down to her right to keep it out. Well, the space just kept opening up in front of Paulina Bremer. Worth a go from 25 yards, and did force a save out of Burns in the end. Another Brighton and Hove Albion corner kick. As it stands, the Seagulls progressing into the quarterfinals of the League Cup. Can make it all more comfortable if they can find a third goal from this corner kick. In it goes, deep towards Karabali at the back post, who almost leapt into goalkeeper Jackie Burns. She was able to claim confidently in the end. Quarter of an hour left to play in this first half. Still Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Bristol City 1. Villamala and McLaughlin's goals the difference. Cancelling out Tezar's effort in the opening 10 minutes. Bull. Greta Humphreys into Burns. Jasmine Bull again. Humphreys scooping one long. Kendall has support. Harrison sees her effort blocked. Back to Harrison, another crossing opportunity into a good area, and Bergsvand off balance as she toes it behind. Bristol City with a corner kick. Responded well to the Albion's first, almost responding well to the second there. Dangerous ball which Bergsvand had to deal with. Stabs it behind. Delivery to come in from this right-hand side. Red shirts gathering around the penalty spot. It's taken short. Villamala can't track it. It's a good-looking cross by Slocum initially. Lasada. And back by the Robins again. It'll be another chance to deliver from that right-hand side. Last time it was rolled short to Tazar, who dribbled along the byline and tried to square it across. Tazar's in there again. The rest of the red shirts trickling into the penalty area. Harrison will shoot from here and never quite caught a hold of it as she would have wanted. Abby Harrison could score in their last League Cup game, a consolation goal against Birmingham. Wasn't able to find the target that time. Pattinson. Ajimang took a chance but got away with it, and it's neatly back to Ajimang by Villamala. Pattinson continued her run down the line into Poppy Pattinson in a foot race with Syme. One that Pattinson will win. Ola Schlagers uses her body well. Lasada. Karabali. Bergsvand to Karabali. Brighton and Hove Albion just inching forward as Bristol City defend deep. Rayner waiting for movement. Guided down to Villamala. Back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking for a cross. Syme helps it away. Lasada. Rayner. Ola Schlagers. Blocked well by Bull. Ajimang battling for it. It's broken down by that corner flag. And there'll be a talking to by Joanne Horwood to Michelle Ajimang and Fern Slocum. Joanne Horwood saying she's seen enough. Will be a Bristol City throw-in. 10 to go till half-time. Still just the one goal in it, and credit Bristol City, who have given a very good account of themselves, the Championship side. Now Karabali. Acres of space for the Colombian to drive into. Bergsvand. Karabali. Lasada, Pattinson. Lovely feet again for Poppy Pattinson, but again it's not quite come off for her. And Syme could bring Bristol City away. Not too much in the way of support. Testrup joining in, driven towards the near post where there was no one in red waiting. So Lurk can claim all too easily. Guro Bergsvand to get the Seagulls started again. I wonder what the message will be from Dario Vidicic at half-time. Does have such high standards of this Seagulls team. As I was alluding to earlier, before that Albion chance, he was really unhappy with the way the Seagulls played in the last League Cup game against Leicester City, a 0-0 draw. He described the team as not like themselves at all in that game. Bergsvand, long diagonal doesn't come off. It will run though for Vilamala. Vilamala and Bremer. And it's into the side netting. Never quite ran kindly for Paulina Bremer after it was laid into her path by Vilamala. The angle was tight against the German. Tried to wrap her left boot around it. And in the end, just into the side netting and behind. Sign. Pattinson. Karabali. Rolled sideways to Guro Bergsvand. Bremer can turn. It's given away though. Back to Paulina Bremer. All sorts of room for Bex Rayner now. Up against Jamie Lee Napier one-on-one. Quick feet from Bex Rayner. That was cleverly done. On goes Rayner. Couldn't squeeze it across the front post. Lovely footwork initially from Bex Rayner to create that half chance. Shown no signs of dusting off the cobwebs since returning to match fitness after such a long period of time out. Chopped her way around Jamie Lee Napier, stood up Ella Powell. Couldn't pick out anyone in blue and white in the middle. Will be a goal kick for Jackie Burns. Just appearance number 3 of the season for Burns. It is the Manchester United loanee Fran Bentley that has been preferred for the most part. Lasada finds Bremer. Space again for Bex Rayner. Up against Powell. Rayner. Straight into the arms of Burns. Wondered whether it might run for Paulina Bremer for a moment, who could have taken it either side of the goalkeeper, but was dragged tamely into Burns' arms. Sign. Stolen back by Ajimang on a Schlagers. Could find Yorlan Karabali. Karabali. Into the path of Paulina Bremer. Vilamala waiting in the middle. Bremer forced away from goal. Rayner, McLaughlin, those two have linked up well. Their first appearance together. Pattinson. Chipped back to Ola Schlagers. Bergsvand. Lovely ball from Karabali. McLaughlin tussling for it. And down went Jamie Lee Napier. Bristol City free kick inside their own penalty area. It's been a positive league and cup campaign so far, really, for Bristol City. Last time out they were playing in the Women's FA Cup. They faced WSL Championship side Southampton, who they thumped 3-0. Southampton just 3 places and 2 points behind them in the league table. Really encouraging performance for Bristol City that day. Libby Bunce, one of the scorers in that game, not playing tonight. Against parent club Brighton and Hove Albion. Former Seagull, of course. Bremer, edge of the penalty area, looking for a shooting chance and picking out the top corner brilliantly. How about that by Paulina Bremer for her second of the season? quick feet and an even better finish. Oleslagers stole back the goal kick. Paulina Bremer, one-on-one, made absolutely no mistake, lashing it in the top right. Nothing Jasmine Bull or goalkeeper Jackie Burns could have done about that. Brighton Hove Albion 3, Bristol City 1, and Paulina Bremer with the pick of the 4 goals so far. Rayner winning it again, slightly overrunning it. Bristol City with the throw as we tick towards half-time, and that could be crucial insurance that the Albion needed to go and really express themselves. Cast your mind back to the last meeting between these two sides. The Seagulls certainly did that day, scoring 7, a WSL record for the club. And all their league victories versus Bristol City have netted at least 3. Villamala, Pattinson, Oleslagers. Now Paulina Bremer again, couldn't find Villamala. Up towards Harrison. And a foul from Lasada on Tezar. Brighton Hove Albion will retreat momentarily. Bristol City will set up this free kick from just shy of halfway. Had been playing very well defensively, certainly with their intensity off the ball, the way they were closing the Seagulls down. It's just fell apart over the last 15 minutes or so. Chance to respond here. Jamie Lee Napier, Slocum, Lasada and Karabali play head tennis. McLaughlin, lovely drop of the shoulder to lose the attentions of Testra. Not a bad ball either out to Bremer. Villamala wants it in behind. Pattinson. Oleslagers. Hear the instruction from Daria Vidicic there, just asking Poppy Pattinson and Oleslagers to swap positions momentarily. Mentioned earlier the flexibility, the fluidity in this Seagulls side. That is an example of it. Long from Bergsvant. Bremer. Lovely chip pass ball. Pauline Bremer again. Squared to Ajimang. And deflected wide by the intervention of Greta Humphreys. Unselfish from Paulina Bremer. After that lovely flick, would have been more than entitled to shoot from the angle. Tried to pick out Ajimang, and Humphreys deflects it wide of the post. 1 minute at a time coming up at the end of the first 45. Watching My Albion TV, full live coverage of this League Cup encounter between Brighton Hove Albion and Bristol City. Seagulls corner kick into the mixer, Karabali arriving at speed. It's a bundle of bodies at the edge of the 6-yard box. 3 or 4 players hitting the deck before that ball had even come into the penalty area. Seagulls with a corner kick from the right, second in succession. Seconds left in this first half. Delivered towards Karabali again. Runs for Lasada. Swung back in towards the goal of Burns, who wasn't sure as it drifts onto the roof of the net. Will just be a Bristol City goal kick. This will likely be the last action of an entertaining first half here in Broadfield. First half which the Albion haven't always looked at their very best, but have taken control of as it's wound to its conclusion. More of the same, you imagine, from Dario Vidicic and his side in the second. Long from Burns, headed on, and that will do it for the first 45 here at Broadfield Stadium. Brighton and Hove Albion took the lead early. Bristol City responded, but since then, goals from Rachel McLaughlin and Pauline Bramer mean it ends in this first 45. Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Bristol City 1. Welcome back to second half coverage of Brighton and Hove Albion versus Bristol City on My Albion TV. Second 45 to come then. A dominant first half by the Albion, not entirely convincing for all of it, but certainly got a grip on the game and added a couple of goals through Rachel McLaughlin and Paulina Bremer after Villamala's opener. Just what the doctor ordered for the Seagulls. Needed a win tonight to progress, and well on course to do that. Bristol City, how will they respond to that first half? Opening 15-20 minutes looked excellent, then faded as they tired. It was always going to be hard to maintain the level of intensity they came out the block showing, and so it proved. Doesn't seem to be any changes on the Albion side, at least for now. Bench mainly filled with youngsters tonight. And no word yet of any on the Bristol City side. Paulina Bremer already notched today, so has Villamala. Michelle Adjumang in conversation with them both. Perhaps hoping to do the same. Albion's midfield has kept things ticking over nicely as well. And the right-hand side, featuring Bex Rayner and Rachel McLaughlin, has operated to great effect. Those two playing with an almost seamless partnership, despite having very limited minutes together. We're going to see a couple of substitutions now from Bristol City. Syme is going to make way for Scylla Struck. So Syme off, Struck on. And Amy Rogers is also going to make her way onto the pitch. In fact, it won't be Amy Rogers, it will be the number 14, Mary Ward. Jamie Lee Napier making way. At least two Bristol City subs. Potentially Amy Rogers coming on there as well before we return to coverage. And it does seem like the number 8's on for Bristol City, so Amy Rogers onto the pitch. Three subs for the away side as they look to respond to Brighton and Hove Albion's 3-1 first half lead. Michelle Adjumang to get the second underway. Standing over the ball in the centre circle. 45 minutes between the Seagulls and a place in the quarter-finals of the Women's League Cup for the second season in a row. Guro Bergsvaan, as we saw so many times in that first half, driving the Seagulls forward out from the back. Bergsvaan. Lasada in the middle. Back to Marilyn Carabali. McLaughlin can turn. And turn well, Rachel McLaughlin, looking for the run of Rayner. Bristol City in a hurry with Rogers on as a substitute. Sprayed into the middle, rather aimless ball. Pattinson takes over. Poppy Pattinson. A wall of red in front of her. Ola Schlagers. Bremer. Now wide on the left, so Adjumang can come centrally. Bristol City steal it back. Harrison. Humphreys, robbed well by Adjumang. Adjumang pounces for the Seagulls. Blue and white shirts gathering. Villamala, McLaughlin. Still Rachel McLaughlin. On goes McLaughlin. It's into Burns' arms. Wasn't going to be denied a shooting chance there. 2 or 3 times. It looked like it had come and gone for Rachel McLaughlin. Kept the ball glued to her foot. Wriggled free and drove it into the arms in the end of Jackie Burns. Scooped along. Mrs. Pattinson, Bergsvaan, Villamala. Unconventional touch, but it's come off for Villamala. Adjumang will strike herself and find a fourth. Michelle Adjumang off the mark in the League Cup, squeezing it in at the near post. The Arsenal loanee has a fourth for Brighton and Hove Albion. Villamala brought it up the sky. found Ajimang, who took her time, swiveled her hips, and curled it into the bottom left from 12 yards. Brighton and Hove Albion with a 3-goal advantage now, and surely look set to book their place in the quarter-finals. Her first goal since the Villa game at home in the league. The sun was still shining that day. Bitterly cold tonight, and a nice cool finish from Michelle Ajimang from inside the penalty area. Seagulls starting the second half as well as they started the first. I mentioned that they might have a chance to express themselves. Maybe, if it carries on like this, a chance to have a look at some of those Albion youngsters on the bench as well. Bristol City had been in good form, won 4 of their last 6. Struggling here at Broadfield tonight. Rogers hunted down. Still struck. Rogers does well. Amy Rogers into the channel. Something for Testrup to chase. Karabali beautifully and inventively just towed into Lasada there under pressure. Tidy footwork from Karabali. Few players in blue and white have grown and improved more than Yorelin Karabali from last season to this. Last season she was such a raw defender. Crossed the line at times, giving away fouls with her physicality. Really matured as a player under the tutelage of Vidicic, and almost a guaranteed starter week in, week out at the moment. Pattinson. Lasada tempting Bristol City to come and close her down. McLaughlin. Real effortless tempo about the Seagulls passing now, almost metronomic as they slide it around Bristol City. McLaughlin, that wasn't so on rhythm. Good strength driving the other way by Mary Ward. Up against Karabali. Mary Ward's got past Karabali, driven it across the face of goal. Surely it will be a second for Bristol City. It is. It's ripped into the corner, and the Robins are right back in it. Jasmine Bull, the fullback, arriving late at the edge of the penalty area to guide it home. Lovely run by Mary Ward, the substitute. The chance seemed to be gone, but then out of nowhere, the right-back Bull could run onto it and curl it left-footed beyond the arms of Melina Lurk. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Bristol City 2. Maybe this one's not quite done and dusted yet. Still 40 minutes left to play. With finishing like that, Bristol City can count themselves well and truly in it. Just the second goal of Jazz Bull's Bristol City career, the first of this season. Took it ever so well. Brighton and Hove Albion with it at the feet of Bruna Villamala, looking for Ola Schlagers. Rogers still struck. Hammered long, good touch by Harrison away from Bergsvand. Still she holds Guro Bergsvand off and gives it straight to Paulina Bremer. Ola Schlagers, Lasada, Ajimang. Bremer again in that new position out on the wing to allow Ajimang to play as the centre forward. Slowed down by Lasada. Bergsvand could find Karabali. Rather cheaply given away by Yorelin Karabali. One right back by McLaughlin. Rogers. Sprayed long. Testrup at a foot race with Melina Lurk, who gets there first. Bristol City throw on the left. Will be Mary Ward to take, and what a difference she's made off the bench. England under-19 international. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but Bristol City have a real commitment and desire to give opportunities to young youth internationals. And they've given one to Mary Ward off the bench here, and she's delivered, laying that on a plate for Jazz Bull, that second goal. Poppy Pattinson surging the other way, given away to Rogers. Another substitute that seems to have made a difference off the bench. Bergsvand curled down the line. Humphreys still struck. Drop of the shoulder from third. Slocum will get Bristol moving in the right direction, but it's won back by Lasada. Guro Bergsvand now. On Schlagers under heavy pressure. Back to Bergsvand. This time on Schlagers can turn and find Villamala. Space is opening up for Bramer. And overhit by Villamala all the way through to Jackie Burns.
Right side, overload! Right side! Right side!
Still struck. Brighton and Hove Albion applying pressure, perhaps not quite as forcefully as they did in that first half. Slocum. Sprayed back to Jackie Burns. Still struck. Bramer. Guided up the line. Bristol City breaking. Ola Schlagers too forceful in her attempts to win it back. Bristol City with a free kick shy of halfway. Brighton and Hove Albion next up against Spurs at home this Saturday in the Women's Super League. The later kick-off of 5:30 after the game was moved to the Saturday. Tickets available on the Albion website for that one if you want to get along to Broadfield and support Dario Vidicic's side in person. Here's Mary Ward, guided into the middle. Bergsvand's header away. Lasada. Ola Schlagers. Poppy Pattinson for the Seagulls, slows things down. Really got a great deal on here, Pattinson. Karabali thought about spraying it long, instead it's sideways to Bergsvand. Bristol City still sitting off. Ola Schlagers couldn't turn. Bergsvand runs out of patience. Back with Slocum. Achimang doing the closing down. Burns manages to dig out a ball to Ward. And Ward finds touch. Brighton and Hove Albion throw. This near side. McLaughlin only finds Powell. Slocum, lovely quick feet in a tight area. Karabali will start again with goalkeeper Melina Lurk. Played 6 seasons at Wolfsburg. Melina Lurk, often as a backup goalkeeper, was rarely first choice anywhere she's been in her career. McLaughlin. Rayner can't escape down the line. Such an intensity about Bristol City in their defending over the last 10 minutes or so. Space here though for Ola Schlagers. Achimang couldn't find Villamala. Runs back for Achimang. What can Rayner come up with? Bex Rayner can't escape Powell, who slid in well. Good defending from Bristol City's number 2, Ella Powell. Brighton and Hove Albion corner kick as we tick towards the hour mark here at Broadfield. Just as you feel this game is running away from Bristol City, they find a way back into it. Just the 2 goals separating these 2 sides now. Seagulls to deliver from the right. Plenty of blue and white to aim for. Back post, Karabali lunging for it. Burns there again. Sides have met before in this very competition. You have to go all the way back to October 2019 to dig out the result of that game. It was a 2-1 win for Bristol City at this very stadium. Kaylee Green, the goal scorer for Brighton and Hove Albion that day. Lasada. Bergsvand again. Can Lasada spring the Seagulls forward? Not that time. McLaughlin chipped past Ward. Rayner. Lasada couldn't find Ajimang. Rogers loses out to Michelle Ajimang, who seemed to have robbed that fairly. Came from an awkward angle, Ajimang, but certainly got a good chunk of the ball as she stretched beyond Rogers. And I think Bristol City's skipper has gotten away with one there. Seagulls would have been bearing down on the goal of Jackie Burns. It's going to be a Brighton and Hove Albion substitution. Paulina Bramer is going to make way for Nikita Paris. We're also going to see Marissa Oleschlagers off and Jelena Chankovic on. So 2 subs, Bramer for Paris, Chankovic on for Oleschlagers. Just some fresh legs for the Albion, one in midfield, one up top. Ajimang will move out to the right, Paris will lead the line. Burns. Powell. Ward to Powell. Bristol City stuck in this corner. And they'll be there a little bit longer because Chankovic has robbed it back. Jelena Chankovic, fresh off the bench. Scored her first Seagulls goal against her former club Chelsea at the weekend. McLaughlin, Chankovic. Been a while since there was a chance of note from either side. Pattinson. Rayner now out on the left. Couldn't help it back to Poppy Pattinson. It's going to be a Bristol City sub. And Jessie Woolley is on for the visitors. It will be Abby Harrison to make way, who's never really been able to properly make an impact in today's game. Harrison has battled hard for Bristol City on the wing, but will be replaced by Jessie Woolley. Another signing from Reading, was on loan last year from Reading, now permanent. An academy product who is a Bristolian herself. Woolley off the bench for the Robins. McLaughlin. Paris. Uncharacteristically given away by Nikita Paris. Ward. Still struck. Burns being chased down by Vilamala. Rogers confident in receiving it, facing her own goal, but giving it away. She tries to find a red shirt on the right wing. Brighton and Hove Albion back with it. A reminder, if you needed it, if Brighton and Hove Albion win tonight, they're definitely through. If they draw and claim the bonus point, they are through as long as Leicester City or Birmingham don't win 3-0. If they draw without the bonus point, they will rely on a draw in that game, and then it will come down to goal difference. At the moment, on course to win, and win fairly comfortably. If Bristol City were to find another, though, might plant a seed of doubt. Lasada. Woolley. Thestrup will force Karabali down to her own corner flag. Cankovic. Backheeled by Cankovic. Lasada. McLaughlin. Albion try and change the picture. This is good pressure from Bristol City. Karabali pings it into the space. And there's plenty of space for Poppy Pattinson to run into. Rayner. Urged on. Pattinson looking for the byline. Squeezing it across, but Jackie Burns is there. It will be a goal kick for Bristol City. In that game between Birmingham City and Leicester City, it is the Foxes that are 4-1 up. Given away cheaply again by Leicester City. Bruno Vilamala off the crossbar. Paris. Nutmegged. Back to Cankovic. McLaughlin. Bergsvand. Bristol City almost getting caught playing out from the back again. Rayner. Lasada trying to scoop it into the path of Vilamala wide, and Robin is back on it. Well, as I was saying before that careless giveaway at the back, which we'll get another look at. Burns looking for Rogers, finding Cankovic, and Vilamala finding the crossbar. Bristol City living dangerously after Burns guided it short. But Leicester City 5-1 up on Birmingham City in the other game in this group. That does have implications. That means unless the Albion win or take a bonus point, it will be Leicester going through with a huge goal difference boost in that 5-1 victory. Ajiman. Fouled from behind. Brighton Hove Albion with a free kick deep inside their own half. Leicester City's Yuka Mamiki has a hat-trick in that game for the Foxes against Birmingham. Brighton Hove Albion, as it stands though, absolutely fine with this 4-2 advantage. Karabali. Lasada. Cankovic popped back into Vilamala. Bruno Vilamala to McLaughlin. There's space ahead of Rachel McLaughlin. Can't quite find Ajiman, who is stretching. Cankovic now. Lasada. Pattinson. Good run from Cankovic. Well spotted by Pattinson. Vilamala rolled to her left for Rayner. Albion just trying to shift that Bristol City shape around so they can find a hole in it and try and add a fifth. Karabali dancing back towards halfway. Chankovic will get her head down and start to drive at the Bristol City back line. Looped in towards the penalty area. Paris lurking. Paris, McLaughlin. Ajimang ran into the stern figure of Mary Ward, who gave it to McLaughlin. Nikita Paris looking for space. Chipped into Villamala, back to Paris, well worked, and there's number 5. Bruna Villamala and Nikita Paris combining for devastating effects. And the Albion add a fifth through the substitute Nikita Paris. 4th of the season in all competitions for Paris. It was tight, it was technical, and it was tucked into the corner by the former England international. Into Villamala, pops back to Paris, and Paris just stabs it home from inside the penalty area. Brighton Hove Albion 5, Bristol City 2. The advantage is up at 3 again for the Seagulls. Slotted in so well on the south coast, Nikita Paris. Her 6th goal involvement of the season, her 4th goal to go along with 2 assists in all competitions. Really finding her feet again on the south coast. Was outstanding at the weekend against Chelsea in that 4-2 defeat. And got a deserved goal this evening on as a substitute. Pattinson, Villamala. Bristol City will try and break. Testrup in the middle. It's a powerful run this though from Tezar. Just curling one into the middle, Jess Rooley. But it's into the arms of Melina Lurk. Never troubled in the end by the delivery from Jess Rooley on the right-hand side. Chankovic could turn into space again. 20 minutes left to play. Brighton Hove Albion 5, Bristol City 2. Just the 10 goals between these two last time they met. Already on 7 this evening. Could be on pace for another record-breaking fixture between Brighton Hove Albion and Bristol City. Guro Bergsvand. Karabali. Ajimang. Tried to be clever. Didn't get away with it. Up against Powell. Chankovic. Ajimang. Chankovic. Pattinson careering into space. Rayner to one side, Villamala to the other. Guro Bergsvand. Ajimang. Chankovic. Bex Rayner. Curled in towards Ajimang. Can't find the Arsenal loanee. Testrup. Bristol City under pretty intense pressure here in their own half. Rogers, the cool head to bring them out of it. Given away though. Albion won it back illegally. Jess Woolley was clipped. Bristol City substitution. Just over a quarter of an hour left to play. Still, Brighton have Albion 5, Bristol City 2. Been an emphatic Albion performance thus far. Still doesn't really feel as though the Seagulls have left third gear, though. Perhaps that's encouraging as much as anything. Side have been incredibly hamstrung by injuries this season. Only 13 fully fit players, in the words of Dario Vidicic, for today's game. Swung in towards the middle by the Robins. Pattinson really coolly done to take it away from Jazz Bull. Now Rayner. Cankovic. Seen off it by Humphreys. And Karabali can nod it down into the arms of Melina Lurk. Guro Bergsvand. Cankovic again. Pattinson. Rayner just tucking in from that flank. Skips out Lasada though. Bristol City breaking with Ward, creator of their second. And then a poor touch by Tazar. Guides it out of play. Pattinson. So we hear the call on the bench for Olivia Johnson to start warming up for the Seagulls. Might start some murmurs of excitement in the crowd. England under-17 international. Lasada. McLaughlin. Pattinson plays the 1-2 with Cankovic. Still those to keep the ball to themselves. Game slowed right down since the Seagulls' fifth through Nikita Paris. Pattinson, Rayner, Villamala darting down the line. Across comes Humphreys. Back to Bex Rayner. Pattinson. Bristol City chasing shadows at the moment. Lasada, Cankovic, that's sumptuous football. Karabali looking for Villamala. What a ball, not a bad touch either. Lasada, Villamala, this would be spectacular if they could find a way through, but denied. Bergsvand. Lasada again, keeping things ticking so well for the Albion today. Early cross from Cankovic, Paris waiting, Adjumang collecting, Michelle Adjumang might just have sent that one into orbit. Well, certainly drew confidence from that goal. Sprayed out to Paris, fell it to Michelle Adjumang, got right underneath it. And Paris exasperated in the middle. We are going to see the Albion substitutions now. And it's Evie Milner coming on for the Seagulls. Real opportunity for Evie Milner to show what she could do. A Brighton and Hove Albion debut, and also Olivia Johnson, who made her Seagulls debut against Bristol City last year in that 7-3 victory in the league, and comes on today in the League Cup, the England Youth International. So a chance for Evie Milner and Olivia Johnson with the first team to show what they are capable of as two youngsters take their place on the pitch. What a testament to the work being done in the Brighton and Hove Albion Women's Academy. Dario Vidicic trusts these two to see out this League Cup tie. Lasada. Johnson's just taken her place on the right wing. It looks like Evie Milner is sitting in central midfield. Pattinson. Karabali across to Guro Bergsvand. Bergsvand again. Yorlin Karabali. Confirmation it was Rachel McLaughlin and Michelle Adjumang that made way for Milner and Johnson to come onto the pitch. Here's Guro Bergsvand, head full of steam as she drives forward. Milner. Sent back to Karabali. Villamala moves the ball really nicely at times. Bruno Villamala. It's a fantastic pedigree in the game. Time with Barcelona, from whom she is on loan. Full Spanish international, represented Spain in the most recent slate. Twice a sub for the reigning world champions. Bergsvand, Villamala again. Humphreys. Shankovic, or Rayner rather, preventing Humphreys from finding a ball up the line. 10 left to play, just over. Brighton and Hove Albion 5, Bristol City 2. Just joining us on My Albion TV. Reminder of the Albion's next game up against Spurs at home on Saturday the 14th of December at 5:30. Tickets available on the Albion website to come along and support Dario Vidicic's side, and certainly deserve the support for the start they've made to the season. 5th in the WSL table, looking to add goal number 6 in this League Cup tie. Nikita Paris. Milner. Lasada. Karabali. First Colombian player to play in the Women's Super League. Yorlin Karabali. Sideways to Guro Bergsvand. Part of the Albion's healthy Scandinavian contingent. Paris has lost out in midfield. Shankovic stealing it back. Bristol City just running out of steam in this second half. Certainly had their moments tonight, the Championship side. Their main focus, of course, the league and getting back to the WSL, where they had a miserable campaign last season. A historically bad run in the league for Bristol City. All about bringing the smiles back this season, really. They lost 7 in a row by an aggregate score of 25-0 to end last season. They were lost 9 in a row all told to end the campaign. They won just 1 game all year. Here's Olivia Johnson for the Seagulls, looking to heap more misery. Just brushed off it by Ella Powell. Brighton and Hove Albion throw. Seagulls throw on the right-hand side. Important the Seagulls see this game out sensibly, avoid any further injury. That's far more important than tacking on any more goals. Thrown into Johnson, misjudges the flight of the ball, tries to win it back. Shankovic chasing down Ward. Woolley given away to Rayner. Pattinson scooping it towards Paris. Woolley. Humphreys. Now Poppy Pattinson. This would be A fourth win in a row for Brighton and Hove Albion against Bristol City. They've won the last 3 in a row in a league after going winless in their first 4 league games against the Robins. Scored 13 across the last 3 victories over Bristol City. This would make it 18 in the last 4. Certainly been an opponent they've enjoyed facing the last couple of seasons. Poppy Pattinson with a throw on the left. Not the only cup, of course, the Seagulls will compete in. Recently found out they'll be playing Durham at home. Should be around the weekend of January the 19th. Durham currently second in the Championship on 19 points. That's the FA Cup 4th round. Here's Villamala. Chankovic, Pattinson. In towards the middle, Milner racing for the scraps. Ward to bring it away, Johnson doing the defending, and a good turn of pace by Olivia Johnson. And the Broadfield crowd liked that from the youngster. Chankovic. Rayner, who's gone quiet in the last 20 minutes or so. Pattinson helping it round the corner to Paris. Villamala, Pattinson, all a little congested. Chankovic, Villamala, and now Rayner. Flag down for now. Now it does come up against Bex Rayner. The Seagulls will be prevented from finding a 6th, at least for now. Another Albion substitution. It's another Brighton and Hove Albion debut. May Barmer on for the Seagulls. Will be the captain, Vicky Lasada, to make way, and what a moment for young May Barmer. Scored a fine goal against Tottenham Hotspur for the under-21s just a few weeks ago. Albion's number 61, but this will mean more to her than any of that. On off the bench in the League Cup in place of Vicky Lasada, a player that's seen everything, coming off for a player that's making her very first steps into the game. The 3rd Albion Academy graduate is on the pitch, given away by Bristol City out from the back. Nikita Paris trying to make them pay, and Nikita Paris has found number 6. Her second, 6 for the Albion, just 2 for Bristol City. And the misery is compiled for the Championship club. You cannot give Nikita Paris the ball in that type of scenario. Found space on the left-hand side of the area, and the shot had too much power for goalkeeper Jackie Burns. Brighton and Hove Albion 6, Bristol City 2. This one well and truly beyond the Robins now. Karabali, back to Guro Bergsvand. Here's Villamala, who got the goal scoring started tonight with that sweeping finish from a similar giveaway, in truth, by Bristol City. Bergsvand. Chankovic, Villamala, lovely swivel away from the feet of Amy Rogers. On goes Bruno Villamala, Bex Rayner, Pattinson. Chankovic, Guro Bergsvand. They all want to get them on the act now. 3 minutes left. Poor pass, though, from Chankovic on the wing. Incredible fight for the Seagulls still to scrap for the ball and keep it ticking over, but there's an injury perhaps in the process. Villamala moving rather gingerly on that left flank. Milner. Bergsvand again. Player that knows a thing or two about recovering from injury. Tore ACL and meniscus and fractured a leg above and below the knee while playing in the United States at Cal University. Remarkable she's still carved out such a brilliant career in football following an injury like that. All in one injury, torn ACL, torn meniscus, dislocated kneecap and a break as well. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the Albion's most important players this season and last. Bristol City throw on halfway. Game rather dwindling out now. Have to credit the ruthlessness of Brighton and Hove Albion, but at times it has been made all too easy for them by Bristol City. Paris. Milner couldn't get there. Karabali wanted Melina Lurk to come and get it. She didn't. Tester up, putting the pressure on. Bergsvand elegantly glides away from that Bristol City forward line. Paris. Olivia Johnson looking back for Paris. We'll get there anyway, Johnson. Milner. Bergsvand trying to collect the loose ball in midfield. Paris. Against Ella Powell. '90th minute now. No word yet on the added time. Woolley. Chazbol. Forced away from goal, will deliver regardless, and it's into Melina Lurk's hands. Still just waiting to find out how much added time will be tacked on at the end of this one. This game has been a foregone conclusion for a little while now, though. 3 minutes, the answer. And almost at a walking pace, both sides now, as Guro Bergsvand steps out from the back. Brighton and Hove Albion punching their ticket then to the quarter-final. Daria Vidicic has made clear they're not in this competition to make up the numbers. They've proven they can compete with the very best, drawing with Manchester United at the Amex, competing with City away, competing with Chelsea away. They're in this competition to win it. Silverware is the goal. I've taken a big step towards that tonight. Bergsvand. Karabali. Milner. Johnson. Tried to shift it past Powell. It's out of play. Bristol City throw. Haven't seen much of the three academy players since they made their way onto the pitch. Nerves no doubt jangling for all three of them. Hauled down the line by Powell, headed on by Karabali. Villamala into Cankovic. Across to Poppy Pattinson. He will just stroll into the space on that left-hand side. Guro Bergsvand. Villamala. Back to Pattinson. Another player, just like Karabali, that's taken enormous steps forward this season. Down the line by the Colombian fullback Karabali. Johnson, Milner. Back towards Johnson. It was a nice idea. Jackie Burns under pressure again. Space for May Barmer. Will this set up nicely for Barmer? Cross towards the top corner. It's over the top and behind. What a moment that would have been for May Barmer. Bounced invitingly in front of her. Not the best touch initially, that made life difficult. Tried the lob with the outside of her right, scooped over the top. And Jackie Burns with a goal kick. Still waiting for that first clean sheet, Burns. Scooped away by Bristol City. Barmer applying the pressure. Stabbed out of play. Bristol City throw on that far side. 93 minutes have been and gone. Joanne Horwood checks her watch. One more throw forward, perhaps, for the Robins. Down the line, and that will do it. Brighton and Hove Albion ruthlessly sweep aside Bristol City for the second season in a row and are dancing their way into the last 8 of the League Cup. It finishes here. Brighton and Hove Albion 6, Bristol City 2.